Welcome back to Bradley J. Travel. This video covers Paris and Bruges. First order of business on any trip upon arrival is get something to eat. You'll have decisions to make and you don't want to be hangry. Shannon and I decided that we would check out the covered passages in Paris. We missed them in the previous trip, so that was a priority. And by 1867, there are about 183 of these in Paris, but they got demolished during a renovation of Paris, and now about only 25 exist, which is kind of sad. Most of the passages we visited were generally in the direction of our lodging, so that worked out well. And also on the way to the lodging, we did happen across something cool. It was the Olympic Team USA Pavilion. They have a lot of expensive stuff that you can buy, including this $1,300 jacket, which I did not buy. And here's a photo of Olympians Tara Davis Woodhall and her husband Hunter Woodhall. Photo credit goes to Shannon. And this is the neighborhood we stayed in the 17th arrondissement. Very vibrant. Loved everything about it. All different kinds of food, super diverse, bustling, and we got to bed a little early because we had a short trip to Bruges the next day, and Bruges was fantastic. Are you ready? Let's pop on the train and head to Belgium and Bruges. There's Gare du Nord in France. Everything was right on time. One key hint, check the number of your train because things can get confusing. Make sure you check the number of your train and just don't go by, well, this train is on the track we're going to be going on and it's kind of close to the time. Don't do that. Make sure you check numbers. Here we are in Bruges. Spectacular, but stay off the main street. You don't even really need to go to the main street at all. The only things on the main street are chocolates and waffles, chocolates and waffles, chocolates and waffles, and a lot of tourists. But if you just get off the main street by 1 or 2 blocks, this is medieval paradise. And that right there that you just saw was our Airbnb, and this is the inside. With booking online, you never know what you're going to get. Really, you never can be sure. Let me tell you about the nightmare of the preceding evening. We arrived at the hotel we booked online. We only book the first night in advance, and you're about to find out why. Because what if you hate your hotel, which we did? We got there, it looked nothing like it did on the booking website. It was a dump. So bad, we left. We said, give us our city tax back. We're out of here. And we went on Airbnb and booked an Airbnb. And that was also a bummer because it was dirty. The floor was dirty, the bed was dirty, and there are even sharp screws sticking out of the wall in the bathroom near the toilet. So you could, easily catch your face on these screws. It's like workmen had drilled some screws in the closet beside the bathroom to put up something like a fuse box or something like that. And the screws just kept on going through. They used screws that were way too long, and they were dangerous. So that being the case, and along with the owner of the Airbnb was responsive and said, you know what, I'll upgrade you to another room. And that was much better. But it felt like, I can't be sure, but it felt like that the owner really wasn't a super hands-on owner and had work done and didn't check it out. As a matter of fact, in the new Airbnb, the upgrade, there were white, dusty, big work person footprints on the floor. This place was unbelievable though, huh? Really old, ancient in fact, and well appointed. Even the bathroom. And bathrooms are increasingly important to me. I'm into bathrooms. If you don't show me the bathroom in your online site, forget it. If the bathroom looks nasty in your online site, forget it. Check this out. Beautiful shower. Nice. And the soaps, I looked them up. these Parco soaps, P-A-R-C-O. It's $40 a bottle. So this was a huge bang for the buck. Wonderful night's sleep. Was able to sleep with the... had to sleep with the windows closed because of mosquitoes. But if we had been able to keep the windows open, you'd be able to hear the canal. And check this picture out taken at night that's coming up. It's about as idyllic as you can get. And the great thing about Bruges is it's not a bunch of medieval buildings interspersed with modern buildings. It is medieval. I was super impressed with it. Here comes that idyllic photograph I was talking to you about. Can you believe that's real? That's right out our window. There was a nice manicured garden with with one pear tree at least. Kept hitting my head on those pears. I'm surprised nobody picked them. And the breakfast was exquisite. I think they made their own yogurt even. Bruges, as highly rated as it is still underrated. Loved it. Would go back. So impressive. All you have to do is stay off the main street. One thing that's cool, and I need people in my town to take a look at that, e-bikes are not allowed on every bike path. On some bike paths, electric bikes are forbidden. Now, these squares are very busy in the day, but at night they calm down. And here, best dining experience of the whole trip for me. This is a side street in Bruges, beautiful building, only a couple of people there. I do not subscribe to the theory that you should go where there's a big line. All a big line means is that it's well marketed. Doesn't mean it's good. If there's nobody there, you could be at a great restaurant and just be early. That's a warm goat cheese salad, and there's the mussels. Plump, in-season mussels with no sand. This is a bike town. They call it Bike City, I think. And that is an underground bicycle parking garage. Here is the square that was packed in the day, but at night. In this church, it is said that there is a little vial with the blood of Jesus from the cross on it. Back to Paris, I was hoping the train would exceed 190 mph, and it did. Paris feels good. It's tough to explain why. Now, here's a restaurant called Savy, S-A-V-Y, and they had bone marrow, and I had promised myself it was one of the things I was going to eat, and I did. And it was, tasted good, but the consistency to me was a deal breaker. It's a good thing there was toast there to kind of spread it on, but it was rough. Here's Airbnb. The first night after Bruges, it was nasty to get to. You had to go through this beat courtyard and up these horrible stairs, and there were little details that were just, it would be so easy to fix. Like in the bathroom there, the aluminum blinds were bent. Come on. And the trash can top was all beat up. How much is that to fix? Here's another restaurant. This is Chez René. And there we have tomato tartare with goat cheese on top and the biggest escargot that we've ever had with a little boeuf bourguignon. Yum. They really know what they're doing there. They sure do. And, there's Notre Dame. It feels good, as I mentioned before, walking along. So we decided for the final 2 nights to not take any chances. Right across from the Airbnb we were in was this hotel. I went in. They let me look at a room. They gave me a price. I said, bingo, dude. 2 nights, please. Sign me up. Here we have Saint-Chapelle, which should be one of the 7 wonders of the world. It's kind of a tie between the Mesquita and this, the Mesquita in Cordoba, Spain, and this for most impressive building. And this isn't even the part that will blow your mind. I mean, this will blow your mind, but it will get blown again when you go to the upper level and see the serious panels of stained glass. Here you go. Like, what do you even say about this? After leaving this room, we went to an area called the Concierge, where they actually held Robespierre and Marie Antoinette before sending them to the guillotine. Also, there was a big incident where some American guy tried to cut in line. It was a real Larry David moment. We all called him out. Next up is Marché d'Enfants Rouge, which we had been to in the spring, but it was so crowded that we resolved to come back the moment it opened. And there's hardly anyone here yet, so it's not that impressive to see. But that's my favorite market, by far. There's something special about it. It's funky, there are places to sit. And we met the cutest couple on their honeymoon. So nice. They were from Korea. Now, on a sad note, we have a little memorial to Princess Diana, because this is one of the openings to the tunnel in which she was killed. Very, very sad. And, whoa, here's a restaurant called Le Soufflé. That's a chicken and mushroom-based soufflé, and there's a boeuf bourguignon-based soufflé. They bring out the filling in a tureen on the side, then they poke a little hole and pour some in right in front of you. It's not baked in. Shannon, feeding the birds. That was a part of the plan, especially the crows, but the pigeons too. And now, the Tour Eiffel. Second time. It's kind of cool, you know. It is a tourist place, but it's still really cool. And it's really something when you get up underneath like that.
Yay! Eiffel Tower lit up and sparkling! Ah, what a dream come true.
Yep, that's Shannon. We sure had a good time. Paris with a little Bruges throw in. If you liked the video, please subscribe. Click on the bell to get notified of future posts. Share it and rate it. Thanks.